Welcome everyone to Take Two Tuesday. It is Tuesday, July 16th, right? Yeah, yesterday was a big day. It was the 15th and we shipped our card kit out, and we also had a store day. A few of you stopped by. All the card kits went out without any problems, so that's great. If you're a card kit club member, your card kit is on its way to you. I hope you, excuse me, I hope you did get a shipping notification. You're supposed to get those, so hopefully that came out to you. And yep, everything shipped out yesterday, so that's exciting. If you haven't seen the card kit, you'll want to go watch the card kit video with Stephanie. It's really a nice kit, and it coordinates with this month's stamps and dies as well. So that's awesome. So that was our big day yesterday. How are you all doing today? I hope you're having a nice Tuesday. It is summertime here in Southern California, but it's overcast right now. It's a little bit cooler today, so even my little studio here is keeping cool. So I'm gonna find the chats and make sure everything is working here. Give me just a minute. Again, I hope you are all doing well today. Oh, I don't see anybody there on Facebook, so I hope it's working. It should be. So if you're on Facebook, say hi, just so we know that things are working. And then here on YouTube, I see things are going okay. Let's see if I can pause that. I wonder if last week, my camera got off, so oh yeah, it's working today. So that is working. Our camera is focusing correctly today. So welcome everyone. I know everywhere else is probably super hot, but in Southern California, the Orange County area, like San Diego, Los Angeles, not too bad. If you start to go inland a little bit, it gets a little bit crazy. But yeah. So if I see that maybe some people have prayer requests, I can't catch them all during our chat right now, but if after the show is over, if you post it down in the comments that are below the video, I will write down your prayer request and I'll make sure we pray for those things, all right? Because it's super important that we do that we all pray for each other. So if you guys see that in the chat, go ahead and pray for those people, but I won't be able to catch them all. And I want to be able to pray for you too. So make sure you add that in the comment section. And what's fun is in the comments, it stays there for pretty much forever. So other people are going to come across that comment too, and you're going to get prayed for by people you don't even know. So that will be very, very good. We all need to, again, like I said, pray for each other. Let's see what else. We'll have Crafting Corner this Thursday as regularly scheduled. We should have a fun night. There should be a sneak peek, so look forward to that on Thursday. If you don't normally join us, make sure you do. We give away prizes, gift certificates, and we have chat, and Stephanie shows you some fun card making ideas, better than the ones you'll see from me, that's for sure, right? And we'll have a good time. Let me check the website. Now, yesterday, some new items were added to the website. I want to see if before I say anything, if they're still on flash sale. So let me check real quick. And they are still currently on sale. So let me flash this screen over for you real quick. And if you haven't seen these items, these are on the website currently. Whoops, sorry. That's not the website. Here we go. There I am. Those are on the website, and you can pick those up. I'll show you them. I have a real quick good deals on those. If you're a club member, you get extra. They're all foldeds. And you can, if you're in the club, you can actually get a fold-it for $18.69. And you know they make nice A2 cards, simple, fun to use. If you click on these, there's going to be ideas from our design team, and Stephanie's video will be there. So if you haven't checked that out, you'll want to do that. If you're a Gold Club member or like Diamond Club, you get those items all for $17.59. But I know that sale is going to end very soon. I'm surprised actually that Stephanie hasn't turned it off yet. So get shopping if you want those, all right? They're brand new. If you missed it, they just came out on the website. They are fun. You won't see these on a Take Two Tuesday for a few years, right? Let me switch back over to me. Because on Take Two Tuesday, what we usually do is look at items from the past. Here, real quick before we go on to our episode, I do want to show you that's the fold-it that we were just looking at there. And I'll show you one sample that I have with me. And we did have these in the store yesterday, and that was fun. And there's our bookworm. There's a lot of great ideas using that with school season not far away. That will be a good one that you might like. And also with school coming up, we have this fun pencil slimline. And it kind of looks like this. You can go that direction or that. This would be fun for a banner. And if you want an extra idea, you can even, like, you know, add your bookworm to your pencil, right? That would be a fun combo. Different colors and different ways to mix and match those. And you know, a lot of our items work together. So if you're hot, you're hanging in the pool, we got the pool folded. If you're thinking about school, which our schools in Southern California didn't used to open up until September, but now they're mid-August. So back to school stuff. This will be awesome. All right, so enough with the new stuff. We are talking about some old items from the past. I have something from a couple years ago and also from about 4 years ago. So if you are new, if you're new to the Take Two Tuesday episode, what we do is, well, first, let me throw my name up here. Maybe many of you don't know me or some of you don't know me, so I should introduce myself, right? That would be the nice thing to do. Whoops, that is not working. What is going on there? Why is that not working? Oh, I know why. My name's Ken. I work here at the Stamps of Life. I'm one of the owners, along with my wife, Stephanie. I do all the behind-the-scenes stuff, but every once in a while I like to have some fun and interact with you more, and I can show you some card ideas, samples, items from the past. That's what we do at Take Two Tuesday. We look at some stamps, dies, card making, card bases, all kinds of fun stuff from the past here at the Stamps of Life. Because some of you are new, and for you, even though these items have been on the Stamps of Life website for several years, they're going to seem almost like brand new to you. And then for some of you who watch, I know you've been followers of the Stamps of Life, or maybe you've been in one of our clubs for a long time, and you actually have some of these stamps and dies. And so we're just trying to encourage you, remind you, give you a refresher. Hey, if you have these, this is the time to break them out and use them. We want to get some extra value out of those items from the past. And then, as I was just saying before, a lot of the time, the things that come out new can also be used with things from the past. So don't forget that. You can always combine some new things and old things. So that's what we're going to do here. Store day was slow. I see someone, Frank and Sharon, are asking if it's slow. I need some of you outer-staters to come out. It's been slow. I thought yesterday was going to be busy. I'm probably going to try it again to give you advance notice, like right in the middle of September. I haven't picked a date, but we'll skip August and then be back in September. So yeah, it was a little slow, but it's fine. I was just around here. I was so busy doing other stuff, and my little office is right next to the front door, so I was able to just edit videos and do all kinds of other stuff. But it was fun, and like, I didn't have to run the air conditioner. I thought it was going to be super hot yesterday. No air conditioning. Okay, let's see what else. So I've kind of covered all that. Take Two Tuesday here. Crafting Corner coming up. Oh, if you were thinking about the card kit, if you're not in that card kit yet, you want to jump in and join. Remember, last month, June, did sell out. So just a warning, if you want to get in there, make sure you do that. I'm going to say hi to a few of you. I saw Ellen there, and Debbie and Bonnie, hi. Mary Jo. I saw earlier someone from Canada. Yep, upstairs hobby room. Hi. Janet, Shelby. See a lot of familiar names. We'll do our dies, looking at dies. I have a folded and also a slimline to take a look at. And then if you want to get ready, we will continue our little devotion at the end. We'll be in Exodus 20 still. We are on the commandments. I think we are on number 7. I'm not sure about the numbers, but it's do not steal. Okay, so get ready for that. If you have a Bible or a Bible app, we'll look at a couple different verses. And yeah, we'll go over that and we'll have a good time. I have some fun facts, some interesting things for us to look over and read over, so we'll have a good time. Without a further ado, let's get started, right? Okay, our first item is this congratulations. I always want to say congratulations. That seems like how it sounds, but it's congratulations, really, if you were to like really sound it out. But it's got a T in there, not a D. So this is a folded. Let me grab that slide. I think it's from 2 years ago. Hang on one second here. I will be rearranging some my table area. Like I said before, I've added another table over there. So I'm going to get my workstation over there. I'm going to spread out my computer stuff so it's more in front of me. And hopefully you won't have to see me looking over here, down here, or any of that stuff. So that is coming in the future, maybe in a couple weeks. I just haven't had time to, besides getting the table in place, I haven't had time to get all of that going. But that's my plan. So I won't be looking off to the side quite as much. I'll be focusing on you more. Let's see, I was supposed to find the slide for congrats. There it is. Congratulations, folded die set from February of 2022. Just has a couple dies. Let's take a look at that on the website. And I do have some funny things about this when I was thinking. I don't know what made me think of it, but I'll show you what I thought about. Let's switch over to that. All right, there we go. Congratulations. Congratulations, I would say. It's an A2 card, and it has 3 dies. Not a whole lot there. You get the outside die. Let's look at that real quick. The outside die, which is going to make your card base, and then the inside, your words. That's all one big group of letters, and then you have a little frame to cut that out with too. So just 3 dies, and let's look at the samples. We'll roll through those real quick. And I have a couple of these with me. I think that one used to be in our booth, and I don't think I have that one with me, but I do remember showing that one in our booth. I know some of you have been asking if we would be going to Ontario, California for the Scrapbook Expo in October or November. I'm not sure exactly what. We won't be there. We might have a store day before that show. Who knows? But no plans to be at the Scrapbook Expo in Ontario. But we might do something as we get closer to this. So that's Stephanie's older videos. Let's see. And that's from the cover. Yeah, okay. I think we looked at those. And before, now I don't know what made me think this. I guess I was just thinking like holidays and let me switch. I was thinking of holidays and days of the year that get celebrated and those kind of things when I saw the congratulations. So it made me go and grab this, and I'm going to switch over because some of these are probably going to make you laugh. So I have a list. You know, every month we have all these holidays or special days we're supposed to celebrate. So we're going to take a look at the, let me get rid of that ad. I want to close that. We're going to take a look at the holidays for the month of July 2020. So like I said, you're probably going to get a few laughs on some of these because they're like national days, and I guess you're supposed to celebrate these things. So let's go through some of them now. If I laugh at a day, let me switch over. If I laugh at a day that happens to be your favorite, don't get mad at me. I'm just trying to have fun, all right? And there might be a day that's really special to me that you think is pretty funny, right? So go ahead and laugh if you find one, all right? That's how we do it around here. We're just trying to have fun. So don't take it personal. Probably all these days are, if somebody went through the effort to try to create one of these days and get it on a calendar, it's probably important to them, all right? So we'll read through a few of these and this is just for fun. Let's take a look. We'll switch back over. Some of them are normal, so we'll just skip those, but we'll look for some funny ones, right? Here we go. And I don't have a laugh button, so you guys will have to be you'll have to be the people who laugh. So if you are on the chat, make sure you say LOL. That means I know it's funny and we can all laugh about it. And if you don't think it's funny and you don't understand why there's a day like that, just put like a bunch of question marks, something like that. That would make sense, right? So if you don't normally participate in the chat, this is your chance. You can just do LOL, or you can just do question marks, right? We'll make it real easy. You don't really have to go real deep. All right, here we go. All right, our first one, I don't even know what the first one is there on Monday the 1st, World something. I thought it was Bronchitis Day, but I know it's not. Canada Day, that's good. That's like a holiday, right? International Joke Day, you have to laugh about that one, right? Did anybody celebrate that? I want to know. Battle of Gettysburg, that's important. Okay, National Postal Worker Day, I can live with that. Now this one's a good one. Bobby Bonilla Day. Does anybody know who Bobby Bonilla is? I happen to know who he was because I remember when this happened. I don't know, 20, 25 years ago, he was playing for the Mets, and he signed a contract where they were going to pay him. Back then, $1 million was a lot to professional athletes. He signed a contract where he was going to get some money, but the main part of the contract was they were going to pay him $1 million a year for like the next 25 or 30 years. So there is a day for us to celebrate that. All right. So I don't know. And then, of course, we have Civil Rights Act. That's a fine one. World UFO Day. So if you are into space aliens and you wonder what's out there in space, hey, the 2nd was your day. Now, this is a good one. On the 2nd is I Forgot Day. I bet they're going to forget the day that they're supposed to celebrate it, right? That was what my first thought was. And then we had Independence Day. The 3rd was National Compliment Your Mirror Day. I don't know if some of these are even real, but I found it on a real website and on a real calendar. So how can you have a national, what was it? National Compliment Your Mirror Day. I don't know. And then International Plastic Bag Free Day. It seems like a good thing, but I don't know if I necessarily celebrate it. National Stay Out of the Sun Day. That might be smart with as hot as it's been, right? Then we had Independence Day. Oh, a good one. We talked about this before, I think, on a crafting corner. National Sidewalk Egg Frying Day. That's a good one. National Bikini Day. That's a good one. Oh, here's a good one for all of us. The day after 4th of July, National Workaholics Day. So I guess if you went to work or you did any work on the 5th, you would be considered a workaholic, right? And if you didn't, you're a normal person, right? You were smart and you took the long weekend like you should have. International Kissing Day. National Fried Chicken Day. I like that, but it's kind of funny. World Chocolate Day. I'm for that one. Here's a good one. Global Forgiveness Day. I guess you're just supposed to forgive everybody, and which God wants us to forgive people, so I guess we can go about with that one. National Video Game Day. If you have kids or grandkids, they'll love that one. I don't know what that one. National Kitten Day. My daughter Katie would love that one, and probably a lot of you are cat lovers. National French Fry Day. National Mac and Cheese Day. And National Cherry Day. So the lots of food ones. Let's go back up. Now we're about to the middle of the month. World Snake Day. I don't imagine many of us are going to celebrate that one. National Lottery Day. If you play the lottery, great. I hope you win. I don't play the lottery because I never win. So for me, I'm not going to celebrate that day. National Hot Dog Day. We're back to food. World Emoji Day. A lot of us use emojis, so that I guess you can celebrate that. National Moon Day. I like the moon. Chess Day, if you like that. Here we go. The 21st. Now, these are probably my number one days of the month. And they both are celebrated on Sunday, July 21st, coming up. So you're going to have to celebrate these with me because I'm going to be celebrating these. The first one, National Junk Food Day. That's a good one. And then next, National Ice Cream Day. Yes. So just take your junk food and kind of sprinkle it on your favorite ice cream and you have a good combo. Now this one, this can't be real. The 23rd is National Gorgeous Grandma Day. Now some of you guys have to laugh about that one, right? You have to laugh about that one. You have to. National Gorgeous Grandma Day. Are you supposed to send a card to your grandma if you think she's gorgeous or something? And then if you don't send one, you're going to hurt your grandma's feelings, right? Because you don't think she's gorgeous. I don't know. National Tequila Day. National Drive-Thru Day. I don't know. Is that back to fast food, the junk food stuff again? The 25th is Christmas in July. I don't know if that's really a day to celebrate, but it's on there. National Creme Brulee Day. Another chocolate day on the 28th. So we have 2 chocolate days in the month of July. I bet every month has something to do with chocolate. National Cheesecake Day. International Friendship Day. That's a good one, right? National Father-in-Law Day. If you like your father-in-law, awesome. And then we end up with National Avocado Day. So lots of food. Anyway, we have a lot to celebrate this month. Whoops. I hope you'll be celebrating some of those days. Yeah, Maybe I'll put the link in. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you guys want to go through that list again, but some of them are fun. Some of them are legitimate. Some of them I can't believe they're on that. And then some of them are just crazy, right? But I'm sure they're made up by people, and I bet you have to pay to get your day on that list. So I bet you have to pay somebody. That's the funny part. And somebody actually probably paid for these. All right, let's take a look at these. Congratulations die, folded die. I have a couple samples here. Let's switch, over to that one. And then that will be next. Here we go. So I just have like 4 samples here, but I'll show you what I have. Congratulations. Today we celebrate the best decision you ever made. Oh, I wonder, enjoy your special day. So I wonder if that was like from a wife to a husband. Today we celebrate the best decision you ever made, maybe. Or from a husband to a wife, maybe. Oh, this is just a card front. So apparently this used to be a card, but it has fallen off something, because here's my pattern paper on the back and there's nothing there. I could add it onto here. There we go. Now it's got a base. So there's a sample. A lot of these have pattern paper mixed with some solids. I'll show you something tricky you can do. A little tricky. This has some nice fun colors. Kind of, that should be a little more white. I have a little bit of extra blue going on in here. And well, that's because I have blue lights on the back wall, I think. So congratulations. And one more. Only the best dads and mom. Congratulations become gagas and nanas. So somebody sent that to Stephanie. That's nice too. Who is that? From Cindy Hunt. Thanks, Cindy. You made it onto Take Two Tuesday. How about that? That's a nice card. We really like that one. So that's been a keeper. I like all that glitter and mix and match in the pinks. Very nice. Okay. We're going to move over to our table here. Let me get these dies out real quick. I'll show you a couple steps that can give you some ideas to do with this die set. And then I will also just kind of show you how I was putting it together. I won't make a full card, but just to give you an idea of how you could get going with this one. Let's see if anybody ever showed up over there on Facebook. Yep, Ruth is there. Ruth, are you the only one on Facebook? Oh, there's Naomi and Susan. Welcome, everyone. Karen and Grindelia. Hey, Grindelia, I thought you were going to be at the store yesterday. What happened? I missed you. Beth's got a super hot day. I don't know where she's at. Sandy is in Boston. Beth says hello. Janet, great. Welcome. So Facebook's working. That's good. Okay, let's switch cameras again. Here we go. And this takes me just a second to get everything set up. All right, I've got my table there. I'm going to switch mics. I'll see you over there at our workstation. All right, we should be good to go. I think the mic's working okay. Good, good. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. When I switch mics, some of the time mic number 2 is a little bit crazier. All right, so here we go. We have our dies. And this is the one that's going to cut out our words, the congratulations words. And this will go with that. We've got to run those 2 together. If I were to make the A2 base of the card and I wanted it to line up with this, I would use this outside one. And you know, on the foldits, you have the option. You can, usually will tell you, place your fold here or place your fold here. So you can do an A2 card with a side fold or a top fold. All the ones I have today are top fold. Maybe, yeah, I think I only have top folds, but some people will put it on this side, their fold, and then the card would open up this way. So it makes an A2 size card. Let's see what we can do here. So what I did first, and again, I'm just going to show you a couple of the steps because it would take me a little bit of time to do this card just because it takes a bit of time to piece together the what am I trying to say? The letters. So I'm going to run this through. Again, if you're new to die cutting, you want to have if you have a die cutting machine, you got to have one of those to cut dies. And then you have your platform right here. You're going to add 1 cutting pad. Then you're going to add your cardstock, and then your dies go right there. And then I add another cutting pad on top. And I want to make sure I have that lined up. My dies are on the paper. Everything is on the platform. Then I can just see if I can. It looks kind of dark today. Let's see what's going on here. I can lighten that up a little bit. Maybe. Why are we so dark? There we go. That looks a little better, huh? Maybe too much now. Let me turn it down one. Okay, here we go. No, that's still a little bright. As soon as I get my hands down there, everything changes. Okay, that's good. So we'll run that through, and we will get our first round of letters here. And this is a little bit tight, so I'm going to run this back to make sure we didn't get a bunch of squeaking, squealing, crazy stuff there. Yeah, I messed up that one, so let's try again. I don't know what I did, but I think I had one of the dies. I had the die facing the wrong way. My mistake. Sorry, I wasn't even watching. And these lines are so fine on this one. So let's try again. So these things happen. Mistakes happen. The die has to be facing down. This is down. I ran it through this way. It didn't do anything but kind of emboss my paper. So sorry about that. Let's try again. Here I thought I was getting better at this die cutting and, make a mistake like that. But I'm trying to talk and chat with you guys. And so you see, I make mistakes. And even if I wasn't chatting and doing other things, I probably would still make mistakes, right? It just happens, but no big deal. So let's run that through. And now it's working a little better. I can feel the machine's different. I can hear the cutting, that cracking. And let's see what we got there. All right. So here is my first selection. Now, you can see, try to hold this all together. At this time, all the letters are in there. You could just make it just like that if you want. But we're going to pop out some of these letters so we can mix and match. And in my option, I took out all the letters. So I'll take a couple of these out. And it's going to kind of give you a bit of a frame here, right? So here it's going to end up giving me a frame. And I'm going to add that to a card base. I'm trying to make it, instead of making a folded, I'm just doing a card front here right now, just to give you a different idea of something you could do, all right? So then I would cut my card base, A2 card base. Let me get these cleaned up and get that one out of the way. So I would take a basic A2 card base like this one here. Most of you already have one of these. If you don't have it, this is one you want to have, an A2 card base die set. So it's going to cut the card for you and score it, so you don't have to measure or do anything extra. We have a lot of these on the website. It's just called an A2 card base die. We have some that are just straight edge and also curved, some that come with panels and extra decoration, some that are just simply just like this, straightforward, okay? So you want to have one of these. If you don't, most of you, probably 90% of you do. So you use your A2 card base. And what I did, so here I had my frame. Let's move all that so as we go on. I had my frame, and I went ahead and I cut a card base with that die that I just showed you. So you see this die will create this type of card, or you can open it. It's already measured out. It's called an A2 size, which is standard for mailing and just a standard size card base to work with. Well, I want to go ahead and I'm going to add this, what I call is a frame, onto this card. But obviously you can't have red on red. So what I did was I went ahead and I added my frame to a yellow backing. And this die set comes with a panel. Let me show you that now too. We're just not going to do all these just because it would take too much time, but I did work ahead and show you the steps. So this
die cuts the panel that fits inside there. So that's the yellow piece that you see here, right? So the yellow, and I went ahead and added my frames on there. And then I'm going to add this to my card front. All right, so let's do that. We can do that one at least. And if I can find my, there we go. We'll add some adhesive to this. And again, it's not best to work on your machine or anything that's important. You want to keep the adhesive away from it, but I'm trying to keep things consolidated here until I get my new workstation going there, okay? So there we have, that is my card front. Now, I've got all this yellow in there, and I could leave some of the spots yellow, but what I started to do was just run through a few different colors. So I ran through another pass like we just did. I ran it through in white, and then I also ran it through in blue, and now I have all these extra letters. So I can go and I can decorate my card just however I want it to be. So say I want to add an N in there. Now I'd have to add adhesive on all these, and I could have added that to my card front, or I could have ran this through with a sheet of adhesive paper. So there's some ideas. You can just keep filling in your letters there. And I'm going to run through one more. So here I have these few options. I'm doing blue and white. I probably wouldn't use the red on there just because the frame is, but let's try one more color and see how it turns out. So that's an option how you can just keep filling in, and you can really give a different look to your card. Now the cool thing is all the letters that I used from these frames and all the letters that I used when I cut out this frame, it can all be used for other cards. So I ran through 3 different times. I can mix and match all those different colored letters, and I'm on my way to making 2, 3, maybe even 4 cards if I run through one more time. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take this kind of sparkly foil paper. It looks like we would call it like a grape, and I'm going to run that through my machine. I haven't tested this one, so we're going to find out how this die does on this. And we're going to cut that out just like we did before. And we're going to run that through one more time just to get us some different letters. And maybe you have glitter paper, or you have some of this foil, or we have also our pearl papers. Maybe you have something that's sparkly and shiny. I think it'll give that little extra kick to your card. And I think you'll be really happy with the look that you get in the end. So let's see what we've got here. So I went ahead and ran that through here, and we'll bring that back over. And now we're going to have our foily cuts here. That's what we'll call them, foily. So very, very pretty. Now we'll start popping those out. We'll just grab a couple letters here and we'll add them to the card we've already started. And I'm sure I thought of this just because of this sample that was sent to us. It's different than my sample because it's got the sparkly in the background, but I want to decorate those letters a little bit. What can you do? Just embellish with maybe some epoxy dots like that. That'll be a little something extra, adding a banner. Doesn't that look nice? So back to our regular card. Where did that go? Okay, so my card that I was working on. Of course, you could come up with your own combination of colors. Maybe like I chose yellow for the background, but maybe you want to have blue or white. Something like that would have also worked. So I have a couple more letters here. So I'm adding in my foils. Oh, we'll go there. And again, these are not, they don't have adhesive on them right now, so they're not going to stay in place, but it gives you an idea of what you can do, right? And I don't have a spot for that one, but I do have one for that. Let's see if we can get these all lined up. And so 4 times I've ran that through, that combination, the congratulations plate. And with the combination of letters that I get out of this, I'm on my way to being able to make 4 different cards. So you can mix and match any colors you want in there.
We're looking at this limit the problems when we encounter a problem. I'm getting better at that. The show must go on. Rounded corner slimline card die set. Now I know we might have looked at this a little bit earlier in the year, but we're going to go in a little more depth as far as I have a lot more samples that I want to share with you. Yeah, and I got a bonus letter on there. That would not normally come on the package. So that's what you'd be getting. Let's find it on the website. And again, I do have some nice samples for this one. It's going to make a rounded edge and it's kind of like a rectangle shape. Well, let's find it over here before we talk about it anymore. Okay, the rounded slimline. And I'm going to open that up a little bit. Let's see if we can do that and that. All right, here we go. Not that one. Okay, rounded slimline, and let me see. This was created in or made its debut. I should have that somewhere here for us. Let me find that slide. No, congrats. Slimline, there we go. Let's see if that works or not. Okay, the rounded corner slimline die set is from September of 22. So again, this is what die set likely many of you have, and we want you to get out these old dies and put them to use. So if you're on our website, you're going to have all these fun card samples. We can scroll through those. I might have some of these with me. There's the dies you get. You get, how many dies you get? 4 dies. So these 2 panels, you can use the panels, which gives you a little more decorative opportunities, or you can just use the large die on the outside. That's going to make the base. All right. And keep going through these samples. You just see some shading. There's kind of a Thanksgiving fall look. That is summery, nice and bright. And there's a good combination. I think that's Christmassy. And there's a little more shading. And just a lot of fun things that you can do with that. I think I do have a lot of these cards with me, so I am going to show those to you. Let's see. Oh, I was thinking about, you know, guys, it's really, really super hot out there, right? And my question for you is, how this summer, what is your tip to stay cool? Maybe we can all share some tips and help each other stay a little bit cooler because it's been so hot. So what are you doing to stay cool this summer? That's my question for you. Out here, again, it hasn't been that hot, but our house does have air conditioning, but it is not working right now. So that has been a bummer. And we don't normally have to run it a lot, but last week it did get pretty warm. So we were kind of counting on and relying on the air conditioning. What are you doing to stay cool? So I went ahead and I went to look for some facts about that before we look at our samples. Let's see. 15 hacks for keeping cool. This is what I found. When it's way too hot outside, here are some ways to keep cool. Number 1, and probably a lot of you do these, so make sure you post it's good to share some information, right? How's my sound? Am I echoing? I'm hoping I'm not echoing. I shouldn't be. Let me know if you're getting an echo. I saw somebody say there was an echo, but I only have my one mic on, but there was one show where the mic kind of got goofed up. Sherry says, why is the website moving so slow right now? Sherry, right now it is working very good for me. So maybe refresh or log out or restart your browser. Trying to think what else. Yesterday when I was at the office, it was running slow for me. Thanks, Shelby. No echo. Okay, just want to make sure we're okay. The website was running slow for me, and then I asked somebody else to check on it, and it worked fine for them. So I think it was just happened to be my computer at that time. I've used it all day today. Everything is working good on the website. You should notice. So that would be my first guess, is try to log out. And if you ever have that slow, try that first. Log out, log back in, reset your Windows, whatever browser you're using. And sometimes you even have to turn off your device. Remember, a lot of time that fixes problems. So those are my recommendations if you hit the website, it's a little bit slow. So back to our ways to stay cool. Number 1, stay hydrated, right? So drink lots of liquids. Yes, keep the sun out. They say if you have those big blinds in your windows, put those up wherever the sun's facing. and open up the other side, the opposite side of your house. So if the sun's coming in like from the east or the south at your house, open up the opposite side of your house and keep those windows, those blinds closed. It says blow it away, so use a fan, right? That's an easy one. We have fans here at the office that we try to use. Readjust your schedule. If you got to do some outdoor stuff, do it in the morning or at night, right? That's pretty simple. Pouring water on your head. This one's a funny one. It says, we've all seen NFL players get off the field and dump a giant bucket of water over their exhausted and overheated bodies. But is it safe? I didn't know that it couldn't be safe. Studies have been conducted and specialists can't exactly find common ground on the topic. Some say it's safe to pour a cup or two of water on you, so long as you have already been drinking water of the same temperature. I've never heard of anything like that. So like if you're hot, you can't pour water on yourself? I don't know, that's weird. And then, so if you're really hot, you can't jump into a pool? I never heard that was an issue, but I don't know. This sheet here is saying it could be a concern. So if any of you encounter that, maybe I just don't know. So I'm just letting you know. Keep your cap on, wear a hat, right? Keep the sun off your face. This is a weird one too. Run your wrists under cold water. I'm going to read it to you. Time for a little anatomy lesson. It says pulse points, so like your wrist right here, are the parts of your body where blood vessels are closest to the surface of your skin. If you can cool your blood at these vulnerable points, it will recirculate into the central part of your body and cool you down. So try running cold water over your wrists right where you feel your pulse. I don't know about this one either. I thought this was really official, but I'm just not sure. Because wouldn't it be better just if you wanted cold water on your wrist, just to put your whole wrist like in a bucket of water rather than just running cold water? I don't know. Put a cool towel on your neck. Aim cool air your way. This person's holding a little fan, like, you know, one of those electric fans right by your face. The clothes you wear. Just relax. Don't do anything crazy, right? That's a way to stay. Avoid certain foods. Let's read this one. Did you know that certain foods can raise your body's temperature? Okay, besides the apparent big bowl of soup, that seems like it'd make you hotter. There are other foods. Ginger, coconut, brown rice, garlic, and cayenne pepper all can increase your body temperature. So it says save those foods for winter, not on a hot day. You don't want any of those. Eat cooling cuisine. So it shows like a bunch of pineapples. So any kind of fruit, cold fruit would be nice. And let's see, I think get it out of the house. No, seriously, it says like go to the movies or a mall or something like that, right? Go to Walmart or Target or someplace with air conditioning. Yeah, get air conditioning from someone else. So there you go. There's some options. I hope you guys are staying cool. Those are tips from the Stamps of Life. And I hope you have maybe some awesome tips to stay cool too. But that seemed to cover a lot of ground. Okay, we're going to look at our samples. And again, I have a bunch. Since these are slimline, some of these, let me get this, may not show up really awesome on here because they're tall. So let's see what happens. All right. Not that one. Nope. Not that one. Okay, here we go. So that's a tall one. That is not going to show up. So here I'm going to move my little stage away. You can see most of the card there. That's great. Count your blessings. I think we did see that on the website. Here's a fun one, something different. And some of these inserts, you'll see this is like a triple square, it looks like. We'll come across some of these later and we'll talk about them more in some upcoming episodes. But just to give you the idea, let's see, I gotta kind of tip them down, right, to get all of the card in there. But you can see these measure, I think it was like 8 by 4 or something like that, a little bit larger than that, but the dimensions are on the website. They will show up, they'll fit in a regular size envelope, just so you know. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to switch over. Okay, there's that one. And the ones that you missed, I'll go back in time here. This was the one with the squares. Sorry about that. And then our little pilgrims. And these are the taller cards. They're going vertical instead of horizontal. And then here's one going sideways, like as a horizontal. Now we're into the horizontal section here. We'll keep it that way for a bit. That was on the website too. That's fun. Christmas won't be far away, you know. It's Christmas in July right now, so that means we're about 6 months away from our next Christmas season. Can you believe that already? And I like this one where our design team member had done some shading there on that. It looks really nice. So easy to do. You just get the sponges or our brushes and you can get that look. Use the grid, the panel that's on the inside. And there's some little swirlies with our polar bear. Lots of Christmas stuff here. This came out in September, so that makes sense that a lot of these would be Christmassy looking. And now we're back to tall ones, so let me move that little stage out of the way. And we'll move these cards. Hopefully you can see most of these. I'm trying to lean them back a little bit. That looks nice. You can see all my messy stuff back there, my extra G. Here's a snowman, season's greetings. That's a nice one. Here's summary. This is good. It's nice summer calls, and it says, colors, let your dreams be your wings. Thanks. Here's a thank you one, nice and simple. This is without using any of the inserts, the extra panels, just plain. And that one does use an insert on the inside there. And let me check. That is one of the dies that we have. So that is in this kit. And it comes, so this die makes the nice rounded edge, okay? Not very, we have ones that are square on the edges, but this has the rounded look, and I like it a lot. So let's move over, get all these cameras switched around here. I'll move over there and I'll die cut this real quick, and then we will wrap up our presentation of the dies, and then get your Bible out, get ready for that, okay? That will be coming right up. So again, and this has just 3 dies with it. And let's see, I did do one of these ahead of time. Oh, here it is. I gotta switch over cameras too. Hang on.
And mics, you should be able to hear me. Great. So I went ahead and I used this large die, and this will cut out my slimline card. See how that fits right in there? So I ran this through the machine, face down, right? Remember, you gotta go face down or it's not gonna work. And I cut that out. That created my card base. Scored it, so I just folded it in half right there. And now, just for fun, I'm going to go ahead and grab this panel, and we'll add a panel to it. I'm sorry, this has 4 dies. I think I said 3. It comes with 4 dies. So you need to use, to make your panel, you need to use this insert to actually cut the panel out. And we're going to choose this kind of swirly looking one here. And this little guy is really taped down good, so I want to make sure I don't tear it all up. But there we go. Make a bunch of crazy noise. Okay, so that we're going to use that, the swirls. Again, face down, right? We got to go that way. And we need a contrasting color here. So this is such a dark red. Let's just do it in white and see what happens. That should be nice and simple. And I have even a scratch piece of paper here that is going to work, because this will just happen to fit right on there. Nice, right? So this is a way we can reuse some cardstock. If you keep a little stash of used cardstock, there are ways to use it. And here's an example of how I'm using some cardstock that I had from some other project I had done. So I've got that. I've got my platform, face down die, a couple cutting pads here. Let's make sure that is all the way on. Don't want to try to avoid any mistakes. Now, if I were not wanting to keep things moving, I would probably tape this down just to keep the die from moving. You'll end up getting a better result if you do that. I would use, some washi tape, keep that a little more centered. But for us right now, this is just fine. We're going to run that through. And we're going to jump over there, see what we've got. Move our dies. And we get this really nice, look at that. Really nice, kind of swirly looking, fun, super cool die, right? Now, there are some extras here that you might find some other project to use these. Now, if you thought you might want to use these sometime in the future, you probably would have wanted to put adhesive on this piece first, or even like add some tape runner ahead of time, something like that. So these would be sticky. You wouldn't have to go back and figure out how to add your adhesive, but you get that. It's kind of like a bonus. It'd be a fun way to decorate a different card. If you had a darker card and you added that to the front, that would look nice. We're going to go ahead and take this, and we just want to add that right to the front there. Doesn't that look nice? So let's go ahead and do that. Going to get some adhesive on here, and I'm trying to keep everything from getting too crazy messy here. And so I have a little bit of paper underneath me to catch that extra, and then I'll just rotate that around. And it's nice to have a work table that's kind of just, or work area just dedicated to where you're going to be using sticky stuff or ink stuff, just so it doesn't get all over everything. And then I would just take that on there, add that to the front, and there you have the nice start to your card. Doesn't that look nice? Of course, you could have shaded this ahead of time. If you want to add some extra colors, you can play around, and you don't have to use white either as the front, but I thought that would stand out really nice, and I'd be happy with that. You could add a little banner there, a couple little epoxy dots, maybe a little sentiment, something fun like that, and you're off and running. You add your little message on the inside sign there, and then of course you could add a personalized stamp right on the back. If you have one of those, you could add a personalized stamp. I think that's a lot of fun. Slimlines, if you're not familiar with them, really are super easy, and just gives a fun look that's different than the normal A2 card. Of course, A2 is the most popular and the one that everyone's used to, but you might like this. And again, if you're new to the Stamps of Life, you can find that on our website. If you have been around for a bit, I bet you have it. I bet you have that one already. Okay, we're going to do a switch over here.
There I am. I hope you like that one. And I hope you guys are having a great time. Okay, that is going to wrap up our presentation for our dies today. We looked at the congratulations and also the slimline rounded. So those are on the website. Check them out if you like. If you have them already, make sure you use them. Well, I'm already getting close to I was aiming for 11, so we're not going to quite make that, but we're going to continue on here. And if you have your Bible, you want to open up to Exodus 20. And it's talking about, I have I'm using my Bible app here today. Make sure I have that sound right, the sound's right. And I'm going to switch over so if you don't have a Bible, this is the verse we are checking out right now. Our first verse from Exodus chapter 20. You shall not steal. Exodus 20, verse 15. Now, of course, we all know that stealing is not right? And we know it's not something that we should do. But I was just wondering, how big of a problem is this? And let me switch that back. Hang on one second. Stealing is a big problem, even here in the United States. So I found this with some statistics about stealing. And it says that shoplifting is America's #1 property crime. Says that there are an average of 550,000 shoplifting incidents per day. So we have a problem with this commandment, right? And again, back to the commandments, right? These are things that, why does God give us these commandments? It's not that we can keep them and do them all perfect, right? We can't do that. But these are things that are good for us. If we could all live by these commandments, our world would be in a much better place, don't you all think? So when we read these commandments, again, some of them might be challenging. Maybe I'm prone to steal, or maybe some of the other things, I'm prone to lie or not honor my parents or allow other things in my life to become more important than God. Those are all possibilities, but we kind of have to fight against that. We want to change, right? So anyway, it says they steal more than $18 billion worth of goods from retailers each year. Wow. And then about 75% of shoplifting is done by adults, which is higher than I thought. 25% by juveniles. On average, shoplifters only caught 1 out of 48 times. So a lot of people are getting away with something it's just not good for them, right? Let's see. There's also some interesting thing about employees and stealing from employers. The big cities have some of the biggest problems. It says like Atlanta, Baltimore, Washington, Chicago, LA, New York. All big cities have problems. The most common stolen items: groceries, cosmetics, electronics, clothing. We won't say about the ways to shoplift. We don't want to give out any hints to anybody who's thinking about shoplifting, right? So we won't read those. Yes. So stealing is a problem. And God says just don't steal. So let me show you this other verse I have that kind of goes with this. And of course, Jesus did say that this is one of the commands that he repeated, where he just said, "You shall not steal." He said this is one of the good commands, as he listed like not to lie or not to covet. These were all covered too. But Paul wrote this one verse, which I think is really good for us. Let me find that real quick. Here we go. Oops. All right. And we'll flip that on. So Paul wrote this in Ephesians. This is Ephesians 4:28. It says, "Let him who stole steal no longer, but rather let him labor, working with his hands what is good, that he may have something to give to him who has need." So if we have the problem with stealing, here are some options to hopefully prevent us from doing that, right? We've got to change. So what can we do? The first part says, first off, we have to decide in our hearts, hey, I'm not going to do this anymore, right? And then it says, rather let that person work. So we can busy ourselves by working. If we're working and our hands are not idle, we don't really have the time to steal, right? For one. And then it says working with his hands, what is good. So the benefit to that is also while you're working and keeping busy, keeps you away from something not good. That's what I try to look for a lot in life. Let me switch over here. I try to look for things that will keep me busy so I can avoid things that are not good for me, right? So find some things you enjoy. Find a job you like. Work hard at whatever you do. These are recommendations to avoid the problem of stealing. So let's, focus on that. Instead of worrying about not doing something that's not good for us, let's find things and replace it with things that are good for us, right? That is super important to do. And then it said in the last, then you'll be able to help others in need and share with others' needs. So now you've made money, you have income, you've been busy, you're staying out of trouble. Now you have the option to do good for somebody else. So I think that's a really good verse. If you want to look that one up again, Ephesians 4:28, kind of just replacing stealing with a bunch of good things. And then, they're stealing, of course, where money is stolen or property is stolen. We can also, at work, we could steal time. And that's by getting paid and not working. Maybe we're at work and we're doing personal things when we're at work. That's not right. It talks about a lot of employees take stuff from the business, office supplies, those kind of things. They take them home for personal use. So we don't want to do any of those things, right? We don't want to compromise on any of these things. Taxes. We can steal from the government by not paying our taxes. Do I like to pay taxes? No, I don't like to pay taxes. But there's a system set up, and God's given us a government that he thinks is best for us right now. I'm not always saying any form of government is good. It'd be best if we were just trusting in God. But he has set up these governments for our benefit, and we have to pay taxes, right, to keep the government going. And again, I don't like all the taxes or agree with them all, but we have to be honest and we have to pay them, right? So that's one way we could be cheating. And then the last one, stealing, is, let me find this one. This one's a little bit harder to find. Malachi is towards the end of the Old Testament, and it talks about how we can, and this one we definitely don't want to be guilty of, we can also steal from God. And let me tell you what that says. So right before Matthew is Malachi, and it is chapter 3 and starting at verse 8. So if you do have your Bible or your Bible app, you could find it. It says, I'll read this to you. Will a man rob God? Yet you have robbed me. This is God speaking. But you say, in what way have we robbed you? And in the tithes and offerings. You are cursed with the curse, for you have robbed me, even this whole nation. So he's talking to the people of Israel. They were not tithing to God. They had laws for it. We're not necessarily under a law that we have to give, but it's to our benefit. Watch, we'll read this. So God says, so they are cursed. Bring all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house, God says. And try me in this is the important part, says the Lord of hosts, if I will not open up for you windows of heaven and pour out for you such blessing, that there will not be enough room to receive it. So God is saying, if you are willing to give to him, he's going to outgive you. Whatever you've given to God, he's going to give back way more to you. And I'm not saying just money or material things. God is going to bless you if you give to him. And I think it's true if we are trying to be maybe a little bit selfish or keep things to ourselves. That is one way that we rob God. We want to make sure we're not guilty of that one, right? Of all of them. And God has a way, if we're stealing or robbing or cheating in ways, God has a way to even things out. So we might be thinking we're getting ahead a little bit, but actually God has ways of taking back maybe what we have taken that we shouldn't have. God just has a way to work these things out. So we just have to know we're not getting ahead, right? And I do know that there's a warning later on where it talks about, it says like thieves or robber. I don't know exactly the terms, but they shall not inherit the kingdom of God. So if we have this problem and we persist in it and keep doing it where it becomes a practice in our life, something's wrong with our relationship with God. We might steal, we might sin in that way and fail and come up short, but we can ask God to forgive us. But the main thing is we've got to turn and change, like that verse we read from Ephesians 4:28. Start doing something different, right? We have to do something that's good for us instead of the stealing, which was bad for us. So when we repent, when we change, when we ask God for forgiveness, there should be a change in our lives, that we are going to go in a different direction, and we're not going to continue practicing. If we're practicing sin, if we're practicing something that's not good for us, there is a problem with our relationship with God. So each of us, I think, we need to examine our own hearts. So this issue of stealing, or maybe there's some other problem. Maybe I lie, or I gossip, or I look at things that I'm not supposed to. All these kind of things, are they becoming a pattern in my life where I keep repeating them? Or are they things that I give up and I change and I can see changes in my life? Might I fail and go back to it for a moment or a particular time? Yes, that could happen. But we don't want to be the kind of people who are practicing things that are not good for us. We would have to start to question our relationship with God, right? So that is important to do. Now, the part about not giving to God, we can give to people, I think, or to our church, or to some organization. So those are ways to give to God. If you're going to a good church and you are growing in your relationship with God, I think it's probably wise to give there. But then God might put some other ways on your heart that you can give to other people. So again, we don't want to rob from God. And one thing when we're stealing, this kind of wraps it up. When we steal, we're trying to get something for ourselves, right? And we think if we take this, it's going to make our lives better, or it's going to meet some need for us. But what it's kind of saying is, we think that God is not providing for us and taking care of us. And hasn't he always promised that he would take care of all of our needs and give us everything that we would need for life? God says he would be faithful to take care of that. So when we steal and we try to do things on our own, it kind of shows a lack of faith on my part or your part, that I'm no longer trusting in God. I think I have to do things my own way. Or maybe I think, God's just not giving me enough, so I'm going to take it and do it my own way. This is not the good way to go. And again, it comes back to, occasionally we might fail in these areas, right? But we don't want these things to become practices in our life. So when we steal, it's kind of lack of faith in God. And when we steal, it just is going to bring a lot of problems onto our life. So let's not do that, right? Okay, that is going to wrap it up for today on that. Let's see how our chat is going. And let's see. We will close things up here. See, everybody's there. If you have any comments, again, we love to get the comments down at the end. Post those in there. Maybe you had an idea about how to stay cool, or what else? Maybe you had a funny day that you would like to celebrate. That was going to be one of my questions. If you could celebrate and make up your own special day, what would your national holiday or day to remember be? That would be something fun. You can come up with a good idea of a special day to celebrate. We saw all those crazy ones in July, so we can make up just about anything we want, right? Okay, let's see what else. So, next week, I will be off next week, but I'm going to record a episode, and I will try to post it right at our regular time, 10 a.m. next week if you're on the Pacific Coast, and 1 p.m. on the Eastern side. So I'm going to record that ahead of time, and I will post that. So there will be something for you. You can follow along. I don't think you'll be able to do the chat, but I'll probably have some questions in there that you can answer in the comment section, and I'll watch for those. I'm not sure there's ways to, they call it how to do a premiere. I'm not sure how to do that. But anyway, you'll see it posted. Either you'll be able to watch it when it's posted. It won't be alive, but I'll post that video, and yeah, we'll have a good time still. Okay, so there will be something coming out next Tuesday, and then the following week we'll be back to our regular live. Okay, I think that is it. Again, I want you all to join us here on this upcoming Thursday for Stephanie's Crafting Corner, right? We're going to have a fun time then. Let me turn that off real quick. Join us for that Thursday. Next week will not be live, but there will be an episode. Something to look forward to. I'm going to take a break from the 10 Commandments for that one. I'm going to do something different. Okay, so for 1 week, we'll skip off the 10 Commandments, have something a little extra to talk about. And then the following week, we'll be back for, I think, Commandment 9. I think we're down to just a couple left. So yeah, if you are working on memorizing the commandments, awesome. If you are not, maybe, one way is write them down. Get them into your brain. Maybe you can shorten them. Maybe you can figure out some way to apply it to your life. And that becomes a way to really memorize these things that are important. So I like to do that myself. Put these things into practice. If there's one of these commandments that I know I'm having a problem with, it's like I've got to respond and start living it out right now, right? So that would be a good thing for all of us. What else? I think that is it. I don't think that will blank me out. Nope. Okay, I think I've got that. Everybody have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me on Take Two Tuesday. I hope you had fun. We had a lot of good chats there. I will be watching for your comments. If you watch it later, Stephanie says, what did she say? Watch and replay. Make sure you note that. And yeah, add to our comments. And we love to hear from you. All right. Thanks so much, all of you, for joining me. And have a great and wonderful day. And I will see you live in 2 weeks, but on a recorded video next week. All right. God bless all of you, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.